Alright YouTubers, I'm going to try to do a quick video about the 5 things I like the most about my Class B and the 5 things I like the least about my Class B. I'm going to try to keep it quick because I know I do videos about, I love this RV, it's the greatest RV in the history of ever, and people are tired of that. So, number 1 on what I like was the price. I got this for about 15 grand, and brand new is 100 to 150 grand. Crazy expensive. So the price is number 1. Number 2, miles per gallon. That goes along with the price. I can get 15 miles a gallon in this RV, which is pretty darn good. I know many would say, well, if you bought a brand new Class B RV, you'd get a diesel in it, you'd probably get about 22 miles a gallon. Very true. But it'd be a long time before I made up that price difference. You know what I'm saying? On the 150 to 15 grand part. So the 15 miles a gallon is a great thing. Number 3 is the ease of driving, parking, and finding camping areas. It's 20 feet long, so it's basically like an oversized SUV. Makes it easy to drive. You can park it at any parking spot. Getting in and out of places is easy, gas stations, and you can get back into some campgrounds that large RVs can't get in. If you go to some older state parks and national parks, there's just some places a big RV doesn't fit. You'll never have that problem in a Class B. Number 4 on what I like about this RV is the storage. I've gone on and on about it. I'm not going to show it very much, but I got 5 feet of storage on this side, 5 feet of storage on that. I have a large wardrobe and a pantry, a big storage area under the sink, and an awesome basement. Being a leisure travel, I think they do the storage as good as anybody. Probably the best out there. So the storage for a small Class B is awesome. Number 5 goes along with that sort of. It is the layout. It's very wide in the galley, wider than the new ones. I have enough room that I have a real bed in the back. Up front, I just have the 2 seats that I can turn around. So there's no wasted space. I just really like my layout. So those are the top 5 things off the top of my head. And now we'll go to the things I don't like so much. I try to be a very positive person, so I don't like being negative. Don't be so negative. Look for the good part. But there are sides that aren't so great. All right, back to normal. A bonus is, what I don't like is leisure travel stopped making Class Bs. And if I was ever to replace this, I think leisure travel would be again what I want to go with. I think 2015 is the last year they made Class Bs. It's the internet, so if I'm wrong, hopefully somebody will correct me. But they've moved to making Class Cs. So the options out there for Class Bs are kind of dwindled when I think one of the better manufacturers has left the Class B game. So that was just a bonus. Now we'll go to actual things that I wish were different. Okay, so we'll call it number 1 least favorite thing. These are in no particular order. It's the sink. In a small Class B, your sink is really small. It's almost impossible to wash a frying pan in there, and even plates can be difficult. You can make a big mess. That's why I normally do my dishes outside. And even in some larger RVs, you know, your sink is just tiny. So the small sink is not the greatest. Usually this is where I cook. You know, I move that up, and my sink is very rarely used as a sink. All right, we'll call this number 2. My number 2 least favorite thing in this RV, a small Class B, is the tiny Class B refrigerators of these older models. I've never said great things about the new Class Bs, mainly just because they're so expensive, and I'm not a huge Sprinter van fan, but I do admit that I get serious refrigerator envy for the new Class B. So number 3 is, although I like having a dry bath, I go out, it rains a lot. It seems like whenever I go RVing, it rains a lot, so you end up with rain gear, and having a place for that to dry in my Class B is very difficult. It's hard to leave things on the middle of the floor where the drain is. And if I had a wet bath, then you just throw it in there where the drain is. But not having a place for wet stuff can be a pain. But like everything, a small fridge, like everything that's a downside, you find ways around it. So I'll show you what I do to get around it. Okay, so that's my door. This is the handle to get in and out. So I will take my rain gear. I'll put the hood through here. I have to do it quicker in real life. And I clip that. Then I keep a garbage bag that I can put the raincoat in. So yeah, I normally put the bag on first, and a lot of times I just use the bucket that I take along and set it down in the step. And bingo. And bingo, it's holding it in. Usually, I use another clip usually, I just don't have them right by me now. But that way, the rain goes in there, all the water goes in there, and then I take the bag outside. That's a workaround. When you have a least favorite thing, you have to have workarounds. Okay, here's another one. This is where my water fill goes. As you can see, I still got the blowout thing on there. But I'm reaching for straws here to find things I don't like. But this RV doesn't have gravity feed water. I can't just pour water straight into it. Everything has to go through a hose, a pressurized hose. So overall, it's never really caused me any problem, except when I want to clean the tanks. I basically have to pour vinegar into my hose and then hook it up and push water through it. So having a gravity feed water flow would be nice. You know, many RVs have both. See, I'm reaching. All right, and here's what I'm going to call the last one. Again, I'm having to search for ideas. But the ground clearance on my Class B is not very good. It's pretty low. Now, it's actually a little lower than normal because I like to have the back end lower than the front end for the bed. But you can't get anywhere you want to go. You know, some people think you can off-road in a lot of Class Bs. I've hit bottom a couple times in mine, so you have to be careful. I do like that mine is insulated really well with foam. But I guess if I want to go really off-roading, I'd have to buy myself a Sportsmobile or something, right? But that's something people need to consider. Because even look at that's the dump tank. You can see how low that is. It's very low. So you got to keep those things in mind. Another quick thought. I have a normal RV air conditioner. Some Class Bs actually have small household ones, which would be cheaper if you have to replace. I haven't had, and hopefully I don't have that issue though. All right, so that was just a quick little 5 good and 5 bad things about a Class B. Like I try to say, I'm not trying to convince anybody, I'm just sharing stuff. I wouldn't, even with the 5 things I don't really like, that doesn't mean I'm going to change the RV or want something bigger at this stage in my life. But you never know. So hope that was helpful to some people. A little bit of reality check. Have a great and wonderful day.